Hello everybody, and welcome back to Undefeated. I had to look at the top of the window to remember the name of this game. Some days be this way, you know. Some days I'm just like, what am I recording today? I'll remember. Is it Remember the Flowers? We haven't recorded that in like a year, right? Is there a thing? You think I would have this down by now, but no. No, I don't. And that's okay. Keeps things entertaining, right?
Maybe just a bit stir crazy, that's all. I suppose that's why they give you vacation time.
Vacation time? They give us vacation time?
Yup, didn't anyone tell you? I suppose you were in medbay for a lot longer than most would have been. It must have slipped through the cracks. Sorry about that. But yes, you are allotted a total of 2 vacation days for every win you get.
Okay.
You rank them up for enough time for a nice long vacation.
I could feel my ears fold down. I don't know why I would even want to leave. Want to leave though. Not like there's anything waiting for me above ground. Drayden sort of pauses uncomfortably.
Sorry, knowing your situation makes this all probably pretty disappointing.
I dart my eyes away? Okay.
How are you feeling about that, by the way?
My eyes narrow, and my head drops slightly. I don't answer. I don't know how to answer. I know it seems impossible, but I know you can overcome this. Thanks. There's another moment of silence. He's probably trying to find a way to spin this into something positive. Can I talk to the commissioner? Drayden's face freezes up, with his eyes darting down to his clipboard. He starts to shimmy the pen from side to side in his fingers, almost like a nervous tick.
That's, I'll see what I can do.
I'd wish he'd at least look at me in the eyes.
I don't say this to discourage you or anything, but it's really hard to get a hold of the commissioner. It would be a good idea to focus on your training right now.
He sighs, waiting a second before scribbling something out on another sheet of clipboard.
But I'll do what I can.
Thanks. There's a bit more awkward silence between us. He probably feels bad, but I don't really know what I was expecting. I knew this before coming into this place. I'm the only one that controls what happens to me. Even with this uncomfortable circumstance, I have to persevere. There's no point in hoping other people can save me now.
So,
I look back at Drayden.
Sorry,
He clears his throat.
This will get figured out. We'll get this figured out.
It has to get figured out, one way or another. Thanks. Drayden gives a pleasant smile, scribbling something down in his notebook.
Well, if there's nothing else I can help with, I'd say you're free to go. You can start training, too. Just, be careful, you know. Your, ligament is still newly recovered. No point in breaking them again so soon.
I make my way to the door.
Right. I'll do my best. That's all we can do, Alex.
I twitched slightly at hearing that name. A slow breathing in, slow breath in, slow breath out. Thanks. I don't really feel bad that I had left the med bay in a bit of a huff. He's a little bit of a huffy boy, isn't he? Not just the name thing. I could tell him to call me Xander, but he probably won't bother. I'm still just Alex to him. Drayden doesn't need to hear about everything that goes on outside of my medical emergencies. Complaining never got anyone anywhere. The only thing that gets shit done is action. Granted, my actions are limited at the moment, but running to Drayden when I get pushed around won't fix this. I'll just look like a little kid running to their mommy on the playground. We're adults, even if Bruce acts like a brat. And even if Redline can be childish. Whatever. This will get solved eventually. I can either win or lose until I die. Drayden was right about one thing. I need to focus on my training. After I left his office, I went straight back to my room, changed into some gym clothes, and made my way down to the gym. Redline was gone, off having breakfast, probably. I already had mine before Sios? Is that how that's pronounced? I don't know. I will say, walking around without an escort is still a little bit It's still a bit strange, sorry. Not that I miss Redline or anything like that. I enjoy being alone. But Redline is just a little guy, and he just keeps things entertaining. I don't mind him. I just can't shake the feeling that someone is watching me. Like I have to watch my step, or I'll do something I'm not supposed to. I can't really pinpoint why that is. Maybe I'm just anxious, or maybe I'm traumatized. Probably. Hey, Xander! Ha, there he is. There's the lad. So much for the silence. Redline pulls up next to me, clapping his hands against my back. It kind of stings. Good morning, man. Morning. He walks backwards now, facing me as we talk. You were really quiet this morning. I'm usually a light sleeper, but I didn't even notice you were gone. Thanks. I had a lot of practice sneaking around. How did your thing go with Drayden? How did things go with Drayden, sorry? Are you cleared to fight? Redline narrowly avoids bumping into a rhino who was intensely focused on his phone. Yep, and you should probably take care of where you're going. The hyena laughs. I've got eyes in the back of my head, Xander. I'm fine. See, watch this. What a lad. Redline moves directly into a rather bulky kangaroo man who stands unmoved until Redline stumbles forward. I didn't bother telling him Bucky had been standing in our path for the last 20 seconds or so, next to the open door of the gym room. Bucky smiles. All right there, Red. I need to watch where you're going, little man. Redline hammers a fist playfully at Bucky's chest. Sorry, Buck. There you go. The kangaroo's paw moves to ruffle Redline's hair, gently shoving him toward the open door to his left. Go get started on the jump ropes then, Red. They both laugh, and Redline follows the momentum into the gym. Bucky turns to look at me. And Xander, good to see you this morning. I nod. I take it you got the go-ahead from Drayden. Yep, he told me to be careful though. Makes sense. Don't want to go breaking anything else. We'll take it easy today. Get in here and start warm-ups. I follow suit, moving through the door into the space. One half of the room is wide open, an empty space where people are standing around, stretching or talking. There is only a few people in here. That makes sense, considering a lot of folks are probably off having breakfast. Along the back padded wall are a few bags of various sizes and shapes. Heavy bags, speed bags, all suspended off the ground by chains. At the end of the room is a large mat with a circle on it. Clean and empty. Waiting for fighters to use it. Seems small, smaller than the one used in official fights, but big enough to spar in. Of course, Redline is here too, twirling the jump ropes up and down around his body like he promised Bucky. A few people had gathered around him, chatting while they stretched. It seems so easy for people like him to just talk to others. I don't understand how he's so quick to make friends. You just walk up to people and chat with them. And make sure you're on the same, tone and stuff with them. At a similar pace. And it's good. It's easy, guy. How good are you all at just like talking to random people? Like just bumping into people and having a quick chat and going, or if you're in like a social environment, how easy it is to pick up on conversation. I don't know. I've never really like had too much trouble, but that's just me. Especially with the speed he's jumping rope. Most people would be too focused on their breathing, and he's pacing himself well from what it looks like. I start my stretching as well, keeping to the corner to focus on myself. That right shoulder really needs this. I can feel my muscles releasing that tension it had been building up since the incident.
Alright, boys, let's get going.
Bucky claps his hands a few times and jogs into the space. Everyone stops talking and turns their attention to him. Redline is still jumping rope in place. Bucky slides up next to me, actually, patting me semi-aggressively on the back.
You'll see we got a new guy joining us. This is Xander, everyone. You want to introduce yourself?
The eyes turn to me now. They're all staring. Hopeful, excited. If not excited, they're at least expecting something. Redline looks excited, but that seems to be his default state. He's actually whipping that rope around fast. Right, the introduction. Hi, I'm Xander. I've been fighting for a while now. What more am I supposed to say? That I got my arm broken by the biggest guy in the league? I'd rather not that be what I'm known for here. It's gonna be what you're known for anyway. That was your first fight, Xander. Own it. Get a t-shirt with it on. And they probably already know all that, so I can't really give them any new information. I guess Bucky can tell I'm floundering, as he slaps my back once again with an awkward chuckle.
Let's give Xander a warm welcome today, alright? He's gonna be training with us from now on. I expect everyone to give him the same amount of respect I give you guys, alright?
A number of guys nodded at me, saying a few welcoming words. I see a few in the back whispering to each other, but I can't tell what they're saying. Bucky's hand sits on my shoulder, patting it gently.
He'll be working with me today. The rest of you, and start getting warmed up for a light sparring.
Redline starts to open his mouth.
Red, you keep jumping rope. Xander, come this way.
Bucky moves towards the heavy bags lined up against the wall, carrying a pair of training gloves in one hand. I follow suit. The rest of the guys have already got their hands wrapped on. Their hand wraps on, that's what that says. Spreading out across the gym to warm up as they chat amongst themselves. They're almost around my size. They're mostly around my size, but a few of them are a little bit bigger. I guess Bucky doesn't mind having some different weight classes here. A sharp whistle pierces my ear, calling my attention back to Bucky and the heavy bag he has stationed next to. He pats the bag and tosses me the gloves.
You're doing alright. You've had group classes, I'm sure.
I nod, undoing the Velcro on the gloves. Yeah, for a while. They're cheap. They're cheap. Bucky chuckles at that.
Smart. Coaches can be hit or miss, but you're here, so I assume they did you well. It doesn't look like you brought hand wraps, but that's fine. I don't want you sparring just yet.
Didn't think to bring my hand wraps and gloves down to the gym with me. It makes sense to bring them, I just forgot. Hand wraps are used to protect my knuckles, but I normally don't need that kind of protection when I'm training. I don't know what to expect down here just yet though, so maybe I should be bringing them just in case.
If you didn't bring any to Fang, that's fine. I'm sure Red or someone has some they can spare.
Redline calls out from somewhere behind me, still jumping rope. I've got a bunch you can borrow!
Focus on your breathing, Red! Double time!
The whipping of the rope against the floor speeds up. Bucky looks back down at me.
But, like I was saying, those gloves will do you just fine.
Bag gloves. Thinner and faster than normal sparring gloves, so I can practice striking fast.
We're still getting your arm back up to speed, so I'll be holding the bag for you. I just want a few 1-2 combos, alright? Take it slow.
I nod and close my eyes. Slow breathe in, slow breathe out. My feet shift out. My left sliding forward, a step with the heel angled out. My right slides back a bit, angling its toes out. I bend my knees ever so slightly, coming down as my weight presses down on my back foot, sorry. My hip twists to the right and my shoulders follow through, firing my left arm onto the bag. It connects with a hissing spraying through my gritted teeth. I focus my hips back onto the left as my right arm pistons forward. Alright. Hiss forces its way out of the punch lands, and I've noticed my expression has changed, scrunching up my face as I focus my aggression out on the bag. Bucky's been bracing himself against the bag, clutching it tight, but even he takes a step back as my punches land.
Whoa, easy now, Xander. I said take it slow.
I snap my glare into his eyes. I'm not sure why. I didn't want to intimidate him. He doesn't flinch, though. Just stares down with the same lax demeanor he's been carrying this whole time. Sorry.
That was good, though. You caught me off guard. But remember, we're warming you up. I know you want to fight, but you can't go messing your arm up again. Alright. Take it easy this time.
I nod and focus back on the bag. It's clearly weathered after taking so many punches over the years. Even then, it's probably last longer down here than I will. That's a depressing thought, but it kind of pisses me off. I'm so fucking frustrated. I need to take it out on this, on something. Bucky's hands twitch, and I see him still watching me patiently. Deep breath, Xander. Take it easy. Focus all that anger down for now. My hips turn slow, and my punch releases out to the bag. The leathers collides and part gently.
Good.
I twist the opposite direction, my right reacting out in a similar fashion.
There you go. All I want you to do is focus on your form right now. Nice and slow.
My punches, if I can call them that, continue in a similar fashion. Slow, gentle taps against the bag as my feet stay planted. This goes on for a while. The rest of the class continues their sparring. The temperature in the room seems to rise. I almost ask if they can crack a window open, but that's not exactly an option down here. We continue for a while after Red Lines finishes his jump roping, he joins us on the next bag over. Bucky moves away from me to inspect the other students, correcting their form and physique as they train. They're all moving so fast, swapping partners every so often, laughing as they test each other's techniques. Doing all right, Xander? Xander calls over from the other bag, leaning up against it. He walks up. He worked up quite a sweat, but that's to be expected after what he's done so far today. Yep, just, I throw another combo, slow like before, but with a little extra power behind it. That. I can't help but speak flatly with him, at least for right now. Everyone else clearly has shown their prowess in the class. It feels like I'm taking a remedial boxing for beginners, as if I haven't been doing this for over a decade now. I look like a fucking idiot. You're doing great! I look back up at Redline. It's probably hard without your full range of motion right now, but it's looking real solid. Keep up the good work! He claps me on the shoulder as he walks past, toward a few people behind him. Thanks. I don't know if he heard that or not. I guess it doesn't matter either way. Class continues like this for a while. The rest of the class moves on to heavier exercises, while I change up the combos on my bag. Redline gets himself into more trouble, but watching him stay quiet and work twice as hard as the rest of us is therapeutic somehow. After a while, Bucky calls for the end of class.
Alright, boys, good work today.
Redline is still off to the side, doing some punishment crunches.
As you all know, we've got a rite of passage for someone new joins our squad.
Oh, I messed up that sentence, sorry guys. The rest of the men turn to look at me. I think I can tell where this is going, and I move back a bit toward the center of the room. Bucky nods at me and smiles.
Everyone, get a free body shot on the newbie.
I roll my eyes and lift my arms. They did the same thing at my old gym. A number of guys line up in front of me. They're all wearing training gloves, but I don't really mind either way. After a bit of talking, the first one steps up. He reels back, and I tense my abs. The blow makes contact, slamming against my body, and I hiss out. It didn't really hurt much as I thought it would, though there are a lot more to go. He moves on, and the next one steps up, taking us a second to aim a shot. Another thump, another hiss. He moves on. Conditioning is important, considering when it comes to taking a punch. This makes for a good ab exercise, so I can't really complain. The line shortens with each punch, forcing a well-timed hiss out of my mouth. It's good to spit some air out when I get hit, at least when I can predict it, as it makes my body tense up. That can make it easier to take a hit. A few more pass through, and the punches finally start to sting. My abs would be a nice shade of red if anyone could see under my shirt. Only one left to go. Redline moseys up to me. He's absolutely drenched in sweat, and his mouth is slightly open with his tongue hanging out. You alright, Xander? Even his voice sounds exhausted. I suppose that's a given, seeing how hard Bucky's worked him today. He still sounds excited though, but that'll probably never really go away. Huh. My arms are still up above my head, and my body tensed in anticipation for the strike. A bit of sweat drips off my brows onto the floor. Redline wastes no time shifting into his stance, and in the blink of an eye, his fist hits its mark in the center of my body.
Xander, go down!
With a heavy thump, I stagger back. My legs quiver before I drop to one knee. The pain resonates up my body, stinging and burning at the center even after his gloves depart. Oxygen strains itself through my gritted teeth as I try to drag it back into my control. Redline drops down as soon as I had, tossing his gloves aside to put a hand on my shoulder.
Shit! Are you okay?
My eyes met his, along with a few of the other guys who had already had their shot. A few are laughing, either among themselves or at me. I feel my face go hot. Bruce embarrasses me in front of everyone twice, and now Redline's dropped me in my first class. This is fucking humiliating. Get off. I shove his hand away off my shoulder, forcing myself upright and backwards. The room goes quiet. All eyes are on me and Redline for a moment. I'm already sweating from training, and the pressures got me sweating cold now. Bucky claps his hands together, focusing attention back on him.
Alright, everyone. Great stuff today, guys. Go hit the showers.
That seems to have fixed it. The men go back to chatting amongst themselves, unstrapping their gloves, moving toward the door.
Make sure you get on the treadmill before tomorrow.
He tries to yell over the sound of them talking, but no one seems to respond to it. I march towards the door. The sting, that's what it says, from the blow still burning in my stomach.
Xander, wait!
I try to ignore his call, but Bucky sticks an arm out as I pass by him.
Hold up, buddy. Need my gloves back.
I huff a bit of air out. My eyes refuse to connect with his as I tear the gloves off and present them.
You alright there, Xander?
His arm still extended moves to prevent me from my attempt to slide past him.
I'm fine. You're not, but you don't have to talk about it now if you don't want to. Go cool down. We can talk some other time.
I can't help but exhale a sigh before nodding.
Fine.
Bucky's arm raises like a barrier door, and I hurry out of the gym. Oh, well, that was kind of fun. Anyway, I'm going to end the part here, everyone. So I do hope you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys around.